When is the best time to sell your home? Hey guys, it's Les with the Les Walden Real Estate team, and I get that question a lot. And that question is a tough one to answer. It's a huge financial decision to sell your home, and timing is a huge part of that decision. Understanding that timing is the challenge. There's several pieces that go into it, so let's talk about those right now. Timing of the year. Timing can be the most important part. And so let's talk a little bit about that. So the best time to sell your home when we're looking at the calendar is spring and summer. That's probably not a surprise to you, but the days are longer and the days are warmer and there's more people out looking for properties. They have more time in the day to look for properties. Also, a lot of buyers want to make their decision and have it finalized or close the property in the summer. So especially if there's children involved, they want to think about making that move at the easiest time for the children, which would be in between school years. Timing of the year or time of the year can be the most important decision or one of the most important decisions. The second part of that is that a lot of people want to make a decision and have it finalized in the summer months. If there's children involved, that's the easiest break for school. So if you're thinking about selling, you're going to have the most people looking during the spring and summer months. Fall is a close second. So September, October months. So why would those be good? Well, the days are still nice, the weather's still nice, especially here in the South, and people can still get out and look at properties. Then there are some folks that want that transaction to be completed before the end of the year. So if you're gonna do that, September and October are those months, maybe a little bit into November, but September and October are a close second to spring and summer for the best time of year to sell your home. And then there's winter. And winter is the slowest time of the year. The days are colder, the days are shorter. Families are thinking about the holiday season versus maybe buying a home. And so it is a little bit slower in the winter. Now the silver lining of the winter is if your home is on the market during the winter and there are buyers out looking for property, then they're serious buyers. So you have a little less competition for them to look at, and you got a more serious buyer, because really, why would they be looking if it's the holiday season unless they had to move? So another factor that plays in the timing is a strong local economy. So local market conditions would be another factor that would help you with your home, the sale of your home. So if you're looking at employment rates, what are the local businesses doing? Are they hiring? Are they laying off? In the South, we've been very fortunate because it seems like most businesses continue to hire. Another thing would be local businesses, the ones that are around. Are they opening or closing? What's going on with that? Does it seem like your market's expanding or contracting? The local economy is very important. If those things are in your favor, then it also contributes to it being a great time to sell. The next thing that contributes to your timing is local real estate trends. Look at your local real estate trends. What does inventory look like? Is it still a tight inventory, or do you have an overabundance of homes? The next thing in the local inventory would be, what does buyer demand look like? Are buyers out looking? Something impacted that would keep them from doing that. So keep an eye on your local market, real estate market, and see what's going on in that market. And another factor in the perfect timing or timing to sell your home, or when is the best time to sell your home, would be interest rates. Are interest rates shooting up? Are they coming down? Are they staying stable? Interest rates have a large impact, a huge impact, in fact, on buyer demand. And of course, if buyer demand goes down, it may not be the right time to sell your home. Now, just because interest rates are not in that 3 to 4% range doesn't mean they're high. Buyers are looking that need a home, and they're trying to get the best possible rate. What you're looking for when we talk about interest rates is more volatility. Are they going up and down, up and down, up and down? And that gives a buyer a sense of uncertainty, so that may slow them down. It's not that they're not able to get a 3% interest rate anymore. So probably the biggest factor, and in my opinion, the biggest factor of selling your home is your personal circumstances. It trumps everything. Intended, but your personal circumstances. You changing jobs and maybe you need to relocate because of that job, or Maybe you've had an addition to your family, a new baby, congratulations, or you're getting married and you need a bigger home. Or maybe it's time to downsize. You're at that stage of life where you've had the big home, all the kids are grown and gone, so it's time to downsize. And so your personal circumstances are probably, in my opinion, what you should consider first and most. If those circumstances are such that you need to make a move, then it is definitely time to sell your home. So as you can see, there is no one size fits all for timing when it comes to selling your home. So consider local market conditions. Consider the time of year. Consider interest rates. Consider real estate trending in your market. But most of all, I think you consider what your personal circumstances are. Evaluate all those things. If you fit into one of those categories, then it is probably the right time to sell your home. So if you're wondering, is now the right time to sell your home, and you want somebody to have that conversation with that knows and understands the market and understands what's going on in these categories, and also knows the right questions to ask you to see if the personal circumstances are right, reach out to us here at the Walden Real Estate Team. We'd love to have that conversation and see if now is the right time to sell your home.